Squid Game, I'll eat it like it's calamari. Thinking this could last, I finally think you lost it. It's like this is, it's like
LF70.
We are not involved in anything. Nah, none of that. Whatever we post or say shouldn't be taken literally.
Alright, they did the verbal disclaimer. No, normally we have a little bit of text, but you know what? They're going with the verbal.
First step with a trumpet, let a blow, see the wall fall like Jericho. Marching like Moscow, we sparring, spin that block like merry-goes. Hit up sticks, no limbo. Violate them boys through the window. I've got one for the dogs that sit on the fence and bark like bingo. What they at? The blade come sharp like Nike, cruising slightly, flash the hard beam. They don't want when tools get slapped, keep it locked up, don't do mighty. Use that back shoe, slap that poke, got things that sound like Archie. Swing them swords like Vikings, still got away in my Air Max 9.
Alright, couple things you're going to need to do for me. Tell me the names of the members in order of which they rapped. Secondly, this has a nice bounce to it.
Blocks or sticks on limbo. They're fraudulent, know our lingo. Trouble unhealthy, buzz that ringtone. Get around there, bro, let things blow. They don't skim my block, they running hard when bullets hit windows. Get more slosh like Kimbo, run up the numbers, back like bingo. Violate these boys in the drill pretty much every time we ride in the evening. If bunch of girls still get back gang when we let shit slap and we leave it. On it, box spray, that's how I can relate. How they talk about she's still breathing. Don't try to come far for your mate, turn late, little bitch, that points for the keeping.
Is this a generic diss, or is this specifically aimed at someone? Because it feels like it's specifically aimed at someone.
Don't try to come far for your mate, turn late, little bitch, that points for the keeping. Cut that talk on the phone, if you love your life, then chew on the tweets. On the net, that screaming attention shit, but you don't get paid to beef. Wait there, give him a seat. Pull that, slap that, you gonna see. We really do this, outside rumors, get back, ain't gon' get him deleted.
I'll say this, they've not had, in terms of terminology and lyrical ability, it's not the most creative in the world. Not as bad, it's average. But their flows are very, very clean. They're very, very good at switching up their flows and transitioning from one flow to another. I will compliment them on that because they are very, very good at that. So.
First step with a trumpet, let a blow, see the wall fall like Jericho. Marching like Moscow, we sparring, spin that block like merry-goes. Hit up sticks, no limbo. Violate them boys through the window. I've got one for the dogs that sit on the fence and bark like bingo. What they at? I don't know what they use in vests, cause Big M got one in the head. Can't say what they talk about drills, cause CH got ball in the bed. Fuck knows what they bang on the net, cause SC got left for dead. They ran off and left his mate, it was gang that left him red.
I was talking about this very recently with my engineer, Hit Run's studio, shout out Hit Run. We was having this discussion how when it comes to drill, it's a lot of the same stuff. And we don't know as an audience how much is true and how much is not most of the time. There's certain cases where it's very bait and there's certain cases where it's very much not. But majority of it is in this middle ground where we don't know how blurred the lines are. And believability and how much we buy into your story takes a massive effect on whether we like the song or not. Like, you know, I will like a song a lot more if I believe what you're saying. Not that you're condoning the exact actions, etc., etc. But when you believe it, it hits harder. It just does. How you sell that is a huge underrated skill from a performance standpoint. We was more so looking at it from a freestyle standpoint, and during a freestyle, can you sell me what you're saying almost? Here, these boys are doing a very good job performance-wise. The actions, how they're doing it, like, yeah, this motion here, we've seen it plenty of times. But they're doing things here to sell this track to me. There are a handful of people that counter that, where they're so laid back and so chill that it plays into their image. And, you know, and they're very good at doing that. But most people, when you're going with big energy, you've got to sell it with big energy and performance-wise. Does that make sense? So although it's a music video, although we're not hearing you spit that live, you are performing your lyrics to the camera. So sell me that. Make me, as a first-time listener, buy into what you're doing. This brother here, doing a very good job of that.
Fuck your history. Don't try and get lippy.
And the boys in the back are helping with that as well. When your boys come to a music video, don't stand there stiff in the back. You've got to bring whatever the artist is bringing. So if the artist is laid back and more monotone and less animated, then cool. But if your artist is dancing, getting animated with it, showing that big energy, you've got to complement that as the boys in the back of the video as well. Like, believe it or not, if you're asked to come to a music video, you've got a job to do, you know. You're not just rolling through for the sake of it. Like, you've actually got to play your part in this video. Last one, because I know I've paused a lot, but then to sell that, the music has to be good as well. You can't sell something that's shit. So yeah, last one on it, but yeah, let's keep it moving now. Let's pull it back a bit and listen in one go. Like that action that's coming up now. Yeah.
Cause Big M got one in the head. Can't say what they talk about drills, cause CH got ball in the bed. Fuck knows what they bang on the net, cause SC got left for dead. Going off and left his mate, it was gang that left him red. Fuck your history, don't try and get lippy. I've been on the road with Sticky, trying to pull men in a box like Ricky. S got in the back, I got in the back. F shot in the back, got ball in the back, don't come round niggas. PINEGROVE got one for the dogs that sit on the fence like who's outside and get slept. We turn shit up and we turn them ghosts, bro, don't go chill when he left him dead. When shit gets sticky, use that blicky.
I like this, they're bouncing off each other for the last bit.
Don't not, they still get chef. Main road Jews, they still get left. To stay inside, cause how he get.
That's cold. I like that. There we go. Solid track. Apologies for getting round to this one late. I know you man have been asking for this for a good week or so, and I can understand why there's a lot of hype around this. I did just have a quick look at the comment section. From what I gather, these are 1-4 young'uns, and they're related to the 27, and they're atting certain people who are also known in the scene that have been making noise recently, and that makes sense why there's also the extra boost of views and attention behind it. But you know what, on their own too, I can see a lot of potential in them. So beef aside, politics aside, and all of that, I want to say that these boys have done a decent job. I can definitely see, I'm going to be a broken record, I can see potential. Again, there's only so much that you can say differently about beef in another crew, or beef in another area, or beef in certain people. There's only so many ways you can word that, and so a lot of the things that they say seem and sound very generic. But how you go about that, as we was talking about performance, we was talking about flows and how you transition, energy and cadence within their voice. There's a lot of other things that are ticked. They're ticking a lot of other boxes very, very well. And I think you can compensate for that. I think you can compensate for average lyrics if everything else is there, or, you know, you can have an average flow if everything else is there. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think this is a good track. To my knowledge, they have 1 or 2 other tracks out as well. If you really want me to go back and look at them, I can do. But if not, they're definitely on my radar for future releases. And yeah, I'm interested to see where these boys are going to go, and whether they're going to be separated from the 1-4 name and brand, or whether and whether they're going to make their own name for themselves, which is what I hope they do. And I can see that, I think. Obviously, I'm not a complete oracle, but I'm saying this based off of my first impression of the first track I've heard of them. But they're definitely not shit, and they've definitely got some potential. I can't think of another word. But yeah, shout out boys, can somebody let me know the names of each member in order that they were rapping?